Hello everybody, here we are today doing our CFL Week 1 previews and predictions for these games. So before we start with it, please make sure to subscribe if you're new to me or the CFL, whatever the case may be. That being said, let's get on into it. So Week 1 is here, and I'm just going to go out there and say it right away. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to do the weekly reviews. I got a new position at work, so I'm learning all that. I'm going to be getting a second job here soon, so I don't want to commit to anything. I know I've made promises on here before about that, but I will be doing the predictions weekly. So the first game that we have of the week is Montreal traveling to Winnipeg in a Grey Cup rematch. This is going to be a really fun one, as again, you have the whole situation with John Lemon and the whole betting deal. You have Winnipeg that is going to be dealing with a new defensive coordinator and younger, and a defense that could look significantly different early on. Jackson Jeffcoat retired and all those things, and I'm hoping just for a good atmosphere. Last season, in the finale of the season, it was a close game. Sometimes, you'd see Winnipeg have a double-digit lead, but you would see Montreal come back to win it. This is going to be a very, very lively crowd. I'm hoping, again, maybe we see a lot of action, a high-scoring game, and I'm kind of in favor of that compared to something like a 17-14 game. I would like that as well, too. But you are seeing, hopefully, a good clash between two teams. Now, I know Montreal ended up winning the championship, but are they going to be a team capable of beating some of those top-tier teams like they weren't able to last year? Remains to be seen. I don't know, but I do know this. For this game, I'm going to be picking Winnipeg. Again, they're able to retain a lot of those big-name players, and they're going to be looking to get revenge. It is on their home field. They've been a really good team for a while now. They're going to get the Week 1 victory and get revenge for that title loss. And then the second game of the week is Friday night, where you have the Hamilton Tiger Cats traveling to Calgary to play the Stampeders. This is where you saw two teams that had high hopes for the season last year that underperformed. Hamilton much more so with the expectations they had compared to Calgary. Both of these teams ended up having a losing record. I think Hamilton went 8-10, Calgary went 6-12. And seeing this, you have maybe Paul Levi Mitchell going out there to play in this game. It seems like he will. I know there was some injury concern, but yes, he is returning to McMahon. That's not even a real word. But yeah, he's returning to McMahon and playing a team that is trying to keep their playoff streak alive and get off to a good start. They are dealing with the injury of Malik Henry, who is out for the season. That is not going to be a good thing for them. And Hamilton's dealing with a lot of transition as well. Milanovic is now their head coach, and they have some pieces that are going to be new for them. I think in this game, I'm probably going to be picking Hamilton. I don't remember who I ended up picking in our weekly preview on Instagram with all the other CFL content creators. I probably picked Calgary, but I'm going to switch sides here and say Hamilton. They are a side that probably has a little bit more potential, and I don't really trust Calgary enough just yet. I think the defense is going to be interesting to see as they were able to keep pieces of the defensive line. Allway and Judge are going to be there, and there is a lot going on in this game, but I am going to pick Hamilton and get the road win. I think sometimes people think I'm not a Hamilton fan or I'm a Hamilton hater when I make these videos, so we're going to be picking them for the first game of the year. So then the third game of the week is going to be the Saskatchewan Roughriders traveling to Edmonton. Going to be fun here too as they change the time of the game as the Oilers are in the Stanley Cup final. So that is kind of cool to be able to see that. Plus you don't have to deal with all that competition. This will be a side where you see Saskatchewan that had a collapse last year. That was dealing with a lot of things after the Trevor Harris injury. He's slated to be back. Obviously they just released Mason Fine the other day. Kind of an interesting bit there is I don't think preseason went particularly well for him, but the Riders have much bigger hopes for this year if Harris is able to be healthy. They brought in Hardrick, they brought in Ouellette, they have Corey Mace, a new head coach. They are going to be very motivated to get out to a 1-0 lead in the season or a 1-0 victory. Not 1-0, but you know what I'm saying, where they start off the year 1-0, as I am sleep deprived and recording my 5th video of the night for this channel. Anyway, you have Edmonton that has got Curly Gittens Jr., they've got Boris Beatty, Javon Leake, McLeod Bethel-Thompson, as they are the Toronto, or I should say Edmonton Elks, not the Toronto Elks, as they bring in a lot of these pieces. It'll be interesting to see how that develops. Curly Gittens Jr. and MBT, of course, play together in Toronto. See how that connection goes. Obviously, you have Gino that's going to be out there that could be a big playmaker. And I'm hoping that special teams play will be better for Edmonton in this game, as especially the kicking game was struggling for them a bit during the regular season. I think I'm going to be picking the Saskatchewan Roughriders, though, in this game. You have the team that ended up finishing with a better record. I think they were able to get more talent in the offseason, or were already in a better spot. They have a potential for the defense to be able to go out there and make life hard for McLeod Bethel-Thompson, who's going to be new to this team. I'm not exactly sure how this one will play out, but I am going to be picking Saskatchewan to win this game on the road. Start off the year 1-0. If not, Edmonton fans are going to be really happy with how that went. And then, of course, playing in the Stanley Cup final will be another victory for them too. especially if they win. And then the final game of the week is the BC Lions traveling over to Toronto to play the Toronto Argonauts. This one really could have been a very special game to start off the year. BC went 12-6, Toronto went 16-2. Two teams that have Grey Cup aspirations, but of course the Chad Kelly suspension kind of throws a wrench in those plans a little bit. BC will be looking to be able to get a nice victory on the road. But Toronto is looking to say, hey, we ended up keeping some pieces from this team. We ended up signing Nick Arbuckle recently, a guy that's got some CFL experience. Maybe they could play upset here in the first game of the year. I'm not exactly sure what the crowd is going to be like for this one, but I think for this game I'm going to be picking BC. Now, I do think the secondary is going to be interesting. They released Marcus Sills recently. TJ Lee is also out with an injury right now. And the Lions are dealing with some injuries to the receiving core and just some other things that are weird for them at the moment. So maybe Toronto goes out there and gets a nice win. But for this, I think Vernon Adams Jr. compared to Nick Arbuckle or Cameron Dukes, I'm going to be picking Vern to get the W, and we will see how that one goes. But yeah, for this, I'm going to be picking Winnipeg. I'm going to be picking Hamilton. I'm going to be picking Saskatchewan and BC for these games. Who are you going to be picking in week 1? Tell me who and why in the comments down below. Like I said, too, I'm not going to necessarily go out there and say I'm going to do a recap for every week. Going to try to do my best, but again, new position of work, which is a lot more thinking compared to the physical work I did out on the floor. I'm in the office now. It's kind of a weird place to be, but it's a lot more working with your mind and then starting a second job over the weekend. So it's going to be a pain in the butt to deal with all that. But anyway, trying to still get out these videos. So what are your thoughts for week 1 and how excited are you? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, please make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you're new. Everybody stay safe and have a great night.